Okay, quick take. I just wanted to say the Jets owner is the worst owner in football. They haven't had a good quarterback. Literally, I'm 23 years old, started watching football in 2009, and they haven't had a good quarterback ever since I could remember watching football. They drafted Mark Sanchez in 2009, who was obviously a bust. Um, and before that, I don't know who they even had. They couldn't have been that good because I don't know who he is. But yeah, so all I'm saying, bro, is that the Jets owner this year proved he is the worst owner in football. The Jets were set up for success, okay? It wasn't the best, but it was the best thing they've had in years. Even starting 2-3 is probably the best start they've had to a season in years. Okay, so Aaron Rodgers comes in, he gets fucking injured last year, right? Excuse me. Fucking, he gets injured. He comes back this year. He hasn't played a full game of football in almost 2 years. So we should know that he's not going to be as good. But throughout the season, he's going to get better. He is going to get better because he's going to get his mojo back, okay? He's going to get his mojo back. He had Mike Williams who got traded. They traded for Devonta Adams. They had what's the young guy? Their number one wide receiver. I forgot his name, but if you're a Jets fan, you know, and you know football, you know what I'm talking about. Um, Dude, and they just, they had the best defensive coach in the NFL. Arguably, Robert Saleh. Okay, Robert Saleh, he has a hard time running the offense, but we're gonna bring in this veteran quarterback, one of the best QBs in the league, who, mind you, in real life right now, despite all the hate Aaron Rodgers is getting on social media, he isn't really playing that bad. He has like 17 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. He's had like 3 or 4 games where he threw 2 touchdowns and less interceptions, 2 or more touchdowns. And guess what? Somehow it's Aaron Rodgers' fucking fault. Okay, look, and it's in the proof that my claim is right is that the Jets are worse off without Saleh. Now, I know what you're thinking, right? Saleh had a rough couple last years and he didn't start off the season with a boom. Bro, no one expected the Jets to start off 5 and fucking 0. We knew, hey, they had a tough early half of the season, right? They lost to the Broncos. That was not anticipated. And they also lost to the 49ers, and the 49ers are solid, but they beat the Patriots, their division rival. They beat someone else. And then they lost to the undefeated Vikings. The Vikings to this day are like 9-2. They're one of the best teams in the league. They're one of the best teams in the league. I repeat, they're one of the best teams in the league. Imagine your team is 2-2. Okay, again, they're young, they're still developing, but then they play this undefeated team, at the time undefeated, and they lose. And it wasn't even like a blowout. It was a close ass game. And then they fired the coach. Like, that is the dumbest shit ever. It is the dumbest shit ever. They literally could have won the next week, been 3-3, and then right back into the fucking playoff fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, they could have been right back into it. It's the dumbest thing in the world. It's so stupid. I don't care. It's so stupid. In the Jets owner, I get it. So let's say maybe we should fire Saleh. Hypothetically, let's say we should fire Saleh. Um, let's say we should fire Saleh. Wait till the end of the season, because for people who don't know this, if you fire a NFL head coach in the beginning of a season, you're basically selling the season. Like, at least let them finish the season, okay? For the players' sake, for the fans' sake, and just to maybe say, hey, maybe they come back, okay? And if he doesn't fucking go 10-7 or something and make the playoffs, yeah, you fire him, okay? Big fucking, like, that's the right decision. That's not a bad decision. The Jets owner, though, is the worst owner in football. Worse than the Raiders, worse than the Browns, worst owner in football. This is honestly embarrassing. And then he fires the GM who drafted Sauce Gardner, the star wide receiver they had, and Quinnen Williams, and all these dogs that, despite the Jets being one of the worst teams in the league, they actually have a lot of good young players. They have a lot of good young players, and it's just sad to see these young players play for an organization that is headed by a horrible owner.